Piers Morgan, he went on this show Trigonometry, and it was simply stunning just to watch a guy flounder around talking about Israel failing morally. Just it's kind of wild. I am inclined to take you through some of this just because it's actually healing for me, therapeutic for me, to express my dismay at not just Piers, but a lot of soft virtue signaling idiots out there who are, I don't know, they soak themselves, who are tempted to be drawn in to the gravity of the most facile talking points about this issue imaginable. What they are not talking about is glaring. Spoiler alert, it's going to be Hamas. And I find it interesting to dunk on the lesser brain of Piers Morgan in this moment. And that's what I'm about to do.
What's been very interesting watching your journey, Piers, as we move on to talk about Israel, is when October the 7th happened, you were a defender of Israel's rights to defend itself and the war in Gaza. And your position has changed the longer the war has been conducted. Why is that?
Because I think what's going on now in Gaza is utterly unconscionable. I think it has nothing to do with the original war aims that they stated, which were to get the hostages back and to eliminate Hamas.
Wow. Okay, let's stop. Let's reflect on how unhealthy, like the negative aura of this man's visage. It is scaring my spirit and soul. Piers, they have not gotten the hostages back. So what do you mean it's a different thing now? What's changed? They have not beaten Hamas. Hamas has not surrendered. Hamas is still in control. So the mission aims are not completed. Therefore, the war is not over. By the way, they have lost the war. They're idiots. They don't care about anything to do with their people, to do with their own survival. I mean, these people are lunatics. They have not given up. Other armies and other wars give up. They surrender when it's like, hey guys, you lost. Like what part of this do you not understand? And Piers, all of a sudden, Piers effing Morgan, a wannabe journalist, what was he, like the co-host of America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, some shit like that. This basically huckster game show host is sitting here. He's the Jerry Springer of like the internet. He's some ridiculous fucking laughably buffoonish dude. He is determining when Israel should stop the war? On what grounds? And this guy lives in luxury in some mansion, multiple mansions around the world. And he's going to declare when Israel is done? Wait, Hamas hasn't given up. I mean, what kind of audacity? What a stupid fucking take from a guy.
Neither of those things have happened.
Yes, neither have happened, so that's why the war continues.
Neither of those things are looking likely to happen.
What? Hamas has been devastated. Their military capacity has been absolutely leveled. Okay, they are nowhere near the capacity and the functionality of what they were before the war. What do you, it hasn't happened. How did they have this both ways? Oh, it's a genocide. They're destroying so much and it's crazy and they need to stop. But also they haven't really done anything to hurt Hamas. What? Of course they have. And they've gotten a ton of hostages back. It's just that they happen to care about the sanctity of every one of their hostages. And so they're not going to stop until they get them all back. It's very simple.
What is happening? Gaza is being completely destroyed.
Because Hamas started a war and they're losing the war and they refuse to surrender. I mean, that's the end of the sentence that this moron, has he been lobotomized? What is that scar on his forehead? Like, who are you blaming for the destruction of Gaza? They started a war. They haven't surrendered. They still have hostages. Which part of that do you not understand? You didn't mention any of those parts. You just mentioned the first part and go, Gaza's been destroyed. Boo-hoo. Well, kind of convenient that you just left out the part that the people of Gaza, the Hamastinians, elected Hamas, they started a war, they still haven't surrendered, and they still haven't given up the hostages. Unfucking believable that you're going to put that on Israel's doorstep and be like, where you guys stop. Hell fucking no, dude.
I mean, 70% has already been destroyed. The population has been crammed into various small areas now.
Yeah, for their own survival, by the way, which Israel didn't have to do. And who are you blaming for this? I mean, the leadership of the area, which is Hamas, who misappropriated all the funds and spent it on military terrorism bullshit and not helping its own civilians.
And even as they queue for food on a daily basis, they're getting shot dead.
By Hamas. And so this is the latest blood libel, the latest propaganda is that, oh, they're just feeding these people. By the way, they didn't have to do that. There's absolutely no obligation for Israel to feed these people. They view it as a humanitarian crisis and are At the same time, defending themselves from the lunatics these people put into power. There's an active war going on. They have hostages, and they're still feeding these pathetic human beings who they've fucked their own situations that have led them to this degree of desperation where they're begging like peasants for food, and it's being delivered by the people that they're attacking and want genocided. It's unbelievable. They don't deserve this food. They're not owed this food. And the fact that you're bitching about how it's being delivered and then blaming all the mayhem that comes. First of all, it's hordes of people everyone has weapons. There's a fog of war. I don't believe a single thing you say when it comes to the casualties at these food distribution sites. Again, you're denying the existence of Hamas in general and at these sites, or the history of Hamas stealing the food to then resell and to profit off of, which is widely documented. So I don't trust a single thing you're saying, and it's all bullshit, and you're just tying into this blood libel, which you're trying to pretend like, I guess Israel's just saying, hey, here's some food, and then let me kill you. Right, totally, that makes sense.
And the IDF, every time, is 20, 30, 40 people queuing desperately for food. All they say is, A, we're giving them loads of food, so why are thousands of people stampeding for food?
Because they still need more food. It's proven fact, you moron, that they've been given millions of pounds of food have been delivered over the past 2 years, and before, by the way, through multiple organizations. So if you've given them food, then why do they want more food? Great thought, Piers. Why don't they make their own fucking food, Piers?
If they're so overfed.
And they are overfed. They're some of the most fattest people on the planet. And their population numbers have gone up since October 7th. Gone up, up, not down.
Secondly, they say, well, we just fired warning shots. We had a couple of people threaten us. We've launched an inquiry.
Yeah, Piers, just maybe you fucking animated corpse, zombie fucking carcass of a fucking future dead guy. Maybe the Palestinians are to blame for the mayhem at the food distribution sites. I mean, it's beyond obvious that is the case, but because you have painted them as these innocent victims, and Hamas doesn't, they're not controlled by psychopathic warlords? No, of course not. Everyone over there is innocent and they're victims. Because you walk in with that childish, facile ideology, you then paint this story of the latest version of blood libel. Makes zero sense. And you're unwilling to acknowledge that these people are not doves at all. And they're responsible, they have agency, and it's because of them.
We're doing an investigation. It's a familiar pattern. I got all...
Hey, Piers, what about Hamas? I'll point out the obvious. Is Hamas doing an investigation? Have you questioned Hamas? Are they doing press conferences? Oh, no, they're not? Oh, okay, so you're looking for transparency from Israel, which is like, they're revealing all sorts of stuff during an act of war, and you're bitching at them about it. Meanwhile, we're not even talking about Hamas. Hamas isn't doing a fucking press conference. They're not answering a goddamn single question. We're supposed to, we don't expect that from them. Of course, they're terrorists. But they're not being spoken of as if they're not a player in this, and they're the whole reason there's a war. They're the whole reason there's a war. And we're not talking about them.
The answers to all of these incidents at the aid queues. And it was very damning when I read it out to one of the pro-Israeli guests I had. So I think that you should believe people when they say what their intent is. Smodrich...
Oh my God, so he clings to Smodrich, and this guy makes one comment that he takes out of context and holds up like it's the 10 Commandments. And he goes, this one guy said a thing that I found unsavory, and that's the true intent of all of Israel and the IDF. It's like, dude, this is not the policy. This is one guy expressing one opinion that you have latched onto and try to amplify, and you're trying to make it symbolic of everybody in Israel, which is completely bullshit. And if anyone did this with I don't know, America, so find any fringe comment from anybody associated with the American government, and you can do that, and then pretend like that is the be-all, end-all when it comes to America. By the way, what are the people of Hamas saying? Do you think we could find some unsavory quotes from them?
To witness the rest of this video, sign up at censored.tv. Be sure to use the coupon code ROOM to get 20% off. Or you can head over to subscribestar.com/atheism and join up to receive every full-length new video Devon makes. It barely costs anything to sign up. You know he deserves your support, and you deserve to be entertained by every new video AIU creates. So become a flying monkey and let's go.